How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the channel. Get her done. It's the channel name, I guess. This will be the first video on the channel. So if you're seeing this, great. That's great. So today we got an old Husqvarna lawnmower, and we're going to attempt to fix it. I'll show you here in a minute. The motor runs fantastic. The motor runs phenomenal. It's got a self-propelled that'll pull you along. It works great like that. But the base rotted out of it. So I don't think she was cleaned out enough underneath. Maybe sat around through the fall and the winter. Grass underneath of it and rotted it out, right? So it was patched before with a piece of galvanized metal and rivets. But it didn't last. It didn't hold. So today we're going to weld it up. Get it welded up and hopefully get this mower working again. Because this thing's a beast. I run a lawn mowing company, and I would love to have this thing back as my main mower or even my backup mower. My main mower just broke down, so it's time to either fix that one or fix this one. And I like this one better, so we're going to tackle this. Here she is here in all her glory. We got the self-propelled down here, so when that engages, that pulls forward. You pull the little handle up there. I'll show you in a minute. That pulls forward and pulls tight on the pulley, which goes around the motor shaft, and then it'll engage the front tires. The self-propelled on this is amazing. This mower must be at least 20 years old, and it's got a Honda motor. It's the best thing I've ever used. So here's the rod into her. As you can see, she started here with a little split, kept using her, and it kept going along and along and along, until eventually that was rotted out. There was a piece of galvanized metal here. I just tore it off. It was riveted in there, but it wasn't strong enough, so it didn't last very long. So today we're going to see if we can weld it up. It ain't got to be pretty. It's just got to hold and be able to, use it. Because with the base like this, it flexes too much. I don't know if you can see that, but it flexes. So then the blade, when the base flexes, the blade will come up and hit the base of the mower like that. Here's the one this is my main mower. She's old, but it always worked good. It's the Craftsman 6.75. Got no chute, so I got that tied up. I don't use bags. They're a pain in the ass. Like I say, I mow a bunch of lawns through the summer, and I am not emptying out bags every time I make a run with the mower. She's getting wore too. You can see there's a split here. So that's going to be fixed, but today she just wouldn't run. She wouldn't fire up, died right away. So it's either diagnose this one or finally get the other one fixed, because I like that one a lot better. This self-propelled, but it's really slow, and this mower is so heavy that it's hard to operate. Now this motor here is what came off that orange one I just showed you. That's got the Husqvarna motor. Honda, high performance, easy start. This motor runs like a top. The choke isn't perfect, but I mean, this thing runs great. Now I found an aluminum base with the self-propelled. The cover piece is right there laying. That just goes right here to cover the belt. Now when I picked up this mower, that was the motor that was on it, identical to this one. It's a Honda. But that don't run. I never tried to figure what was wrong with it. I didn't care. I had a motor that run and a base to put it on, and it was self-propelled. And the base don't rot because it's aluminum. So I said, perfect, A1. Self-propelled never worked. And she rolls kind of hard because the self-propelled's kind of seized up a little bit. This belt came off the orange one, and it worked perfectly. Or I assume it did. Maybe that's why it never worked. I don't know. I never put a whole lot of time and thought into it. I never had the time. So this motor's going to come off and go back onto the orange one. And this is the blade for the orange one as well. Just as a side note, this is my Suzuki 500 Vincent quad runner. She was working good. I got it for a couple $1,000, I guess. And then all of a sudden the battery, brand new battery, stone dead after the first run. Completely blew the cells in the brand new battery. So I tested some things and I come to find out it was a stator. The regulator was already changed, so Buddy probably knew the issue was there. He just never told me. So anyway, I got parts ordered for that. I got most of them now. I'm just waiting on the oil filter. So just as a side note, if you guys are interested in stuff like this, I work on stuff like this as well, let me know down in the comments. Not only that, but I work on cars too on my spare time. I buy them, fix them, sell them, get a sticker onto them. You know, this one here, it's a 2013. It's got 48,000 kilometers on it. Yes, kilometers. And I had to replace 2 doors onto it. They look good. Put the doors on. Everything lined up perfectly. You can see the body lines here. Everything went smooth. Perfect as can be. They open right up. Closed perfectly. Besides that, I had to change some brake lines. I'm waiting on another wheel bearing. This wheel speed sensor. I already changed the one side. And I put in 2 new rear shocks. You can see them there. So this one will be, this one's almost done at the door. I'm just waiting on the wheel bearing and rear brakes. And this thing will pass. Out the door it goes. Another project I got is right here. This is a 07 Explorer. I got this one relatively cheap, 600 bucks I think. Runs amazing. Needs a hood latch. That's why the rope is there. And needs some rocker panel work. And the side step's got to come off. Buddy cut it when the rocker went. As you can see, she's a little rusty. That's Nova Scotia weather for you. Front of the rocker looks pretty good. Bottom of the doors, won't have to touch that. So just as a side note, if you guys are interested in this stuff too, let me know. I'm just in the process of fixing this here. That piece there is supposed to hold on the arm and meant to go right there. And she rotted right out, so I got it cut out. And I need to replace some metal in there and put that piece back into place. I got the brand new arms for it. They're the old ones that come out of it. So, as a side note, if you guys want to see that kind of stuff, let me know. So back to the mower. I already took off the back cover here. There used to be a bag for this thing. Like I said, I don't use them. I just took it off so I can get at this better. Get it out of the way kind of thing. Now we just got to cut. We just got to cut a piece of metal to fit. Maybe slice it here. I'm not too sure. Pound it in. I'm not a professional. I just do shit and get it done. You know what I mean? Because to hire out all the time, you best have a big account. And I don't. So I try to do everything I can by myself. And if you guys want to follow along in the channel, then we can get it done together. So let me get a piece of metal cut for this. Find a piece. I'll get set up and I'll bring it back. Alright, I got you guys set up on the old trolley pod. I got a tiny little thing there. So I guess that'll work for now. That way I ain't got to hold it anyway. So, just get some measurements here. And so we're about, may as well go the whole distance across. But get bite into something that's good, you know is good. Because, you know, this is soft and that's soft. So, go as far as you can and hope for the best, basically. So I'm looking at 13 inches, and we'll come up to here, right to that line. So maybe wrap it around a little bit. It's not going to hurt nothing. 13 inches by, well, that one goes way down there. So maybe we'll add in a piece. We'll go right down to this gully here. 13 by 9. That'll wrap me around here a little bit. The Spaniards are, they're going to bite me. They're fierce. So anyway, 13 by 9. So we'll mark that out on my piece of metal here. This is a door off an old safe. Works well. Nice thin metal, easy to work. You can bend it. I get most of my metal from the junkyard. So what did I say that was? 13 by 9. Hope you guys are paying attention because I'll forget that kind of stuff. So 13 by 9. It's almost perfect. this is only 14 inches wide. 13, get your 13, get your 9. Black fly in my eye, that's great. Another 13. If that wasn't in the way, that'd be great. 13, and then by 9. Okay, now I got my square marked out. I don't know if you can see my lines here. I'll try and make that work. We'll see how it goes. I might have to have a couple little pieces just to add in there, touch it up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll know that when we get to that point. For now, I gotta find a straight edge and see if I can mark this out. Use this box for some kind of part was in here. I don't know, but it'll work. It's a straight edge, so get my paint marker here back out. Isn't gonna be pretty, like I say. Just mark your lines. Ain't trying to win no shows here. No awards, I should say. Not trying to win any awards with this. We're just trying to get her mowing again, right? We need it mowing. I should have my safety glasses on. I know, but I don't. I'm left for my piece of metal. Let's see how it fits up before we go any further. Let's see. If I put that here like this, that's close. Or if I go this far over here first. We got a little fire. Now over here I'm burning through in a couple spots. So if you do that, my welder's on low, minimum 1. It's on as low a setting as I can go as far as heat goes. Wire speed's up on 5, 5.5, something like that. And so if you ever find yourself burning through, just stay off the metal that you're burning through and just add to your weld and let the weld push the weld to the metal, so it's not as hot, but it's still hot enough to fuse to the metal, and so you can get your weld that way and cover the hole that you had done instead of just keep burning through metal, right? So as I come up along here, it's a little high, so weld a little bit, and then tack the metal, hit the metal down into place, keep going. Here's what it looks like so far. Got my welds here. Yeah, well, maybe I'll show you here. Got my welds going here. I'm not a professional welder. I kind of learned myself, so they're not cleaned up, but you know what? They're gonna hold. Come up the way here. I get this side tacked in all the way up. Not looking too bad. Now here, to wrap this metal around, I can't even see. I don't know if you guys can see, but I can't freaking see. But anyway, to wrap this metal around, I'm just sticking in my screwdriver here, and I'm forcing it back so I can get that close, as close to the base of the mower as possible. I can't get the hammer in there, so that'll work just fine. Make sure it's bent right around, and then I'll do my best to try to get a tack into there. I'm not going to be too fussy. If I can't, then it doesn't matter. This is welded strong the whole way. I'll have to add a piece right here just to cover that seam or that split. And then if I can get a bead right here, I should be able to split this somewheres, like right here, so I can wrap this down and then wrap that down. We'll see. So that's the game plan, get a bead here and try to wrap that around. So what I've done here is I couldn't get my wand in there very good, so I just put the weld straight to the metal and I let it melt through all the way through, just like if you was to drill a hole similar to this and to put two pieces of metal together and fill that. So I just used my welder to make the hole, burn through it, and then weld to the base of the mower. So that worked out perfect. Now we're going to try and get this thing to wrap around here. Shut the welder off for a minute. This mother extension cord is occupado, charging my damn phone. I really need it. It's dead. So I can't be the only one, right? I just can't be. Now let's try not to cut that. That's my cable to engage the front wheel drive. Definitely don't want to cut that. Try to just make a slice into here, just enough so I can wrap that metal around. And that should do it. So I'll go ahead and unplug this now. Well, no, wait a minute. Then I'll take you guys over for a minute. Take a look at it here. So there's my slice that I made right there. I can't see nothing. I don't know if you guys can or not, but there it is. There's my slice. So what I want to do, wrap around the little piece first or the bigger one? Maybe this one here. I'll use the flat side of the hammer. Work your way along. Don't try and do one spot at the same time, or all at once I should say. That way everything kind of wraps evenly. And once you get your first tack, press it right down. Then you can use the sharper part of the hammer and you can hit right beside the weld and that'll hold it right down for you. Now if any of you guys are wondering why I'm not holding the wand, the weld, to the metal the whole time, and I'm start and stop, you notice me start and stop, because it gets too hot and I'll burn through. So that's one way to stop, or refrain yourself from burning through. So like I say, get your take your hammer, flatten it out, and that'll bring you right down to where you want to be. Then weld it. Then once you get to the point where your metal's a little bit high again, stop, grab your hammer. Flatten it right out. For some reason, this paint burning off in the metal smells like a really bad barbecue. Almost like, what is it like? Almost like you threw a mouse or something on the barbecue and just lit her up. It did sit around the garage for a while, so. Now for when I'm welding thin metal, I usually move my wand side to side. I usually start on the edge on the metal that I want to weld, and then I'll work my way back to the metal I'm welding to, and then push that pull right up to my new metal, especially if it's thin. That's how I do it. Now if it's thicker metal, like I'm welding a frame on a truck or something, then I'll hold the wand right to it and I'll make circular motions, kind of like a figure eight maybe, you know. But for this, that's what I do. Take the hammer, flatten it down one last time and finish it up. So now we're to the end. Now I got to get that piece of metal flattened out and cut that piece right out. It doesn't really matter. I can put that chute over top there and nobody's even going to see it, so I might just leave it there. And as you can see, I get that piece flattened out. I'm going to tack it. The lowest point would be right where this weld is that I done. So I'll put a tack of weld there, something to hold it from moving and bouncing. And then I'll take my hammer and flatten it right down to the metal again, even farther, so I can get a good, nice weld. Finish that up, finish up this little bit here, and then I'll debate whether or not I'm cutting this off. Probably won't, doesn't matter. And then we gotta do the front there, slice that, make that fit. There it is there. I got the corner down, welded up. A little heavy on the weld, but hey, who cares? Doesn't matter. This thing is gonna be working every day. So as long as it holds, as long as it's strong and it ain't flexing and bending, I really don't care. So let's get to the front here and see what we're gonna do over there. Yeah, well, it's lunchtime, so I'm taking a little break. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon right now, so I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm gonna have a little bite to eat. And what do I got here? Little bag of Doritos. Always remember too, stay hydrated. I drink about, if you're like me and work outside in the sun all day, that's what I do all summer long. I drink probably at least 8 to 10 of these a day. I've had close to having heat stroke before. It's not fun, and I know people that have, and I'm sure they didn't enjoy it. They were in the hospital. So yeah, stay hydrated. Lunch is over, so it's time to get back to work. Water's gone. So anyway, also, just as another little side note, we also got 2 projects going, 2 houses. One's getting remodeled and one needs to be finished. Now there's still work to be done to both of them, and so floors and paint and stuff like that, God knows what. We got to add on the other house there, make a couple bedrooms, whatever like that. And we got a lot of landscaping to do on both properties. So they're literally side by side, both properties. So if you guys are interested in stuff like that, let me know down in the comment section. Maybe I'll throw you a couple videos like that your way and see how they do. But for now, let's get back to the mower. Alright, so I made 2 little slits there with the mini grinder. You see where the edge forms right here on the mower. This is where the motor sits, obviously. So I just made 2, probably 2.5 inches on either side. I didn't want to go too far. So let's bend this down and see what it looks like. Well, how about that? That don't look too bad if I do say so myself. Like I said, this ain't going on no showcase floor or nothing. So now I just gotta hold that right in, tack it, same thing. After I tack it, beat it in with the hammer, keep going along. The ears folded out for me. That was perfect. Everything went swell. And then I'll hit these down. I'll get this first, and then I'll hit these down with the hammer, get them tacked down. And yeah, then this part will be done. Then I realized I'm kind of going overkill on this job. I don't really think I need to have a full bead of weld on just a mower. So I looked at my weld, I'm running low, so I've decided to just start, well, maybe I'll show you here. Start just tack welding it. Give it a nice tack weld in the corner of that seam. Tack weld right there together. And then just put a couple tacks down along. And I think I'll do the same to this side. So if anybody is a welder in the comments or watching these videos, maybe you got more years of experience. Like I said, I taught myself, I'm self-taught. If you got any tips or tricks or whatever, leave it in the comments. Let me know. And because if there's a better way to doing stuff, I'm all for it. So I'm gonna get this part here done, get that done, and then we'll start putting this motor on. What's left is this little piece here, the split here. We'll get that covered up, strengthen that up a bit, because I know it's just gonna keep moving. The more I use this mower, pushing up and down on the handle, this is gonna keep splitting all the way down. We'll just try and prevent that with this little piece of metal here that I got cut. So what I'll do is, maybe I should have cut it a little bit longer. I'll I guess tack the top first and then go from there. We'll see what happens. Well, might happen better if the welder was turned on. There we go. Now we bend her down into place. You won't get it perfect first shot. Like I say, you'll have to get a tack in there first. So I'll put my tack right here, and then I'll put another one here. Then we'll keep bending it as we go. There's another one. And I'll be able to bend it down just a little bit more. Keep going. And again, that corner down. There's the corner. Yeah, it smells like mouse and burnt grass is what I'm smelling. Obviously the grass is grass on the mower. I cleaned off a lot of it, but old grass and mouse. Yum. There's a tack. Oh, wrong side. Another one. That's good. Get that corner down. Tack that. Ow. What happened? My ground fell off. Then you just keep adding some tacks where you've already, like this side I've already hit down, so I'll add a couple more tacks. Finish it. You guys probably didn't see much, but is the camera still on? Yep. Alright, good. So I'm pretty much going to leave it like that. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the rest of the summer with this. If I get longer, then that would be great, because I love this mower. And if I got to work on it again in the future, maybe I will. But like I said, it's 20 plus years old. you know, a little repair here and there, no big deal. But once you start spending a lot of money on an old mower, you may as well go buy another one. So anyway, that's it for welding. I'll put that back thing on, and then I'll get started on the motor and stuff, and I'll show you how that goes. So I'll give you guys a little walk around of the mower. This is what it looks like now. This is the weld. Actually, don't look at that. Look at this. Actually, no. Do you know what? It's coming back to me now. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure my cousin welded this, and yeah. So he didn't do the best job, did he? Well, I guess you can't blame a guy for trying. Anyway, now it'll suffice for what I need it to do. So now the next thing is, don't mind the mess. Take this thing off. Take this motor off. Get the blade out of the way. Gonna flip her right over. Maybe not that far. Come on back now. I just dumped all the oil out of it probably. So there's 3 bolts and 3 dowels. So you know where you're at when you set her down. Take the 3 bolts out, motor comes right off. Take the belt off right here, and we'll reuse the belt, and we're looking for the motor. So there we go. And the blade is, well, you just seen it, I threw it over there. So I'm going to get that off on the other base. Just got the bolts out. I don't know who put them so damn tight. Oh yeah, that was me. But anyway, the bolts are out, they're laying there. Motor's laying here. This is the little, I think that's a vibration spacer. I think that takes vibration, so it doesn't go directly to the base. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really that sure. And here's the belt. So we just got to unhook the pull cord, which is easy. This one's just a wing nut. See it right there? Yeah, right there. So you take that off, loosen that. And then the other thing is the throttle cable, which is right here, that unhooks here. And then I don't need the drive cable, which on this one's right here, but that one's already got one. So I'll go ahead and unhook this stuff and bring the motor over there. So just to show you, that belt hooks around this pulley here. And it goes, can you see? Yeah, you can see that little hole there that goes through the base. And then it hooks onto the pulley underneath the mower, underneath the motor there. So I got that hooked. That's on there. So now I just got to line it up and get a couple bolts started into it. There, I think I got it lined up there now. Get a couple bolts in through, start it. Once you get 2, you're golden. So to get those bolts started, I just reach my arm underneath and put the bolt through the hole and started threading it through. There's one there, you can see it starting to come through. And I got the other 2 in. These 2 were quite easy. I could reach through the back here to get that one. And then I could lift this, put my arm through there to get that one underneath the exhaust. If you can see that. Yeah, it's back there. So anyway, so we just got to tighten these up. Go get my wrench. I lost that. Don't know where that is. Right here. So I think I'll get one tightened down before I flip this thing over. So then everything's not crooked and life even harder than it has to be. Like I said, I'll get one. If I can get my socket under there. There we go. And it's turning, of course. I'll put it in by hand as far as it goes. And then I'll put my ratchet onto it. That's it there, I think. There we go. Like I say, once I get the first one, then I can flip it over and I can, you know, gain better access at the other 2 bolts. I just don't want to flip it over right now. It'll kind of lean sideways and whatever. You probably could. Probably wouldn't make a big difference, but there's a big fly right there trying to bite me. we get lots of them Spaniards. Well, they're not Spaniards, they're deer flies, greenheads, and black flies, no-see-ums, and mosquitoes. So that's what we put up with. Today's not too bad, a little windy. It's got some wind, so keeping the flies away. I don't know where they are, I don't care as long as they're not around me. Oh, come on, how many threads are there? They're longer than they need to be. Any day now, preferably today. Oh, he's actually biting me, little bastard. And there he comes back. Finally. So that's tight enough now that I can flip this over. I'll leak some gas over, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, they're going to change it anyway. So if you're wondering, these bolts are 13 mil, and I'm using the 1/2-inch drive. I bought a special kit. Well, not really special, but I bought a kit for 1/2-inch drive, so it goes up to 32 and all the way down to 10, and they're impact sockets, so that kit comes in handy. I got another kit that goes up to 38 mil or maybe more, 40. I don't know what it is. It goes up quite high anyway. That's for like axle nuts and stuff. I ended up doing a lot of wheel bearings and borrowing sockets from people just to do that one thing, and I said, well, geez, I may as well jump on Amazon and get my own. So probably boring you guys with all this wrenching, but there's only 3. They're just 2 feet long for no reason. So anyway, just about done here. This one's almost done, and then I can put the blade on. So if I have a bolt, I'm looking and there's no bolt there, so that's great. Hopefully the other mower's got a bolt, or on the other motor I should say. Make sure that's good and tight. No vibrations. That's an aluminum base on that motor, so if you go too tight, you'll mess it up. Let's go see if the other mower has a bolt. I need a bolt to put the blade here. Oh, never mind. The bolt is still on the blade. I guess I was smarter back in the day, and I left that there so I wouldn't lose it. So there's 3 holes, 1 for your bolt, obviously. Freaking flies. Which way does this go? Well, you can see the witness mark, so that must have went there. That's a good indication. These 2 little dowels, I'll show you here, if I can hold the camera straight. 2 little dowels, geez, I'm not showing it again. These 2 little dowels are gonna go in those 2 little holes. So I'm still not holding the camera properly. Worst YouTuber in the world. So you take your bolt, there's 2 washers on here, apparently. Don't know why, but I'll leave them there. They're there for a reason, maybe. Take your blade, set it on your 2 dowels. Start your... Now, if I was smart, I'd put grease or oil onto them threads on this bolt, but I don't care. Now, I wonder what size that is. It's not a 13. I'm going to say 14 or 15. I'll grab them both anyway. Try the 14 first. And, well, it fits, but I think it's just a little rusty. Everything's a hammer, so tap it on. Tap it on with that. And tighten this thing down. Make sure you're still on your dowels as you bring her down. And there you go. And then make sure you put your socket on so tight you never get it back off. That's how you want to do that. So now we're done. Now I do got a chute for this, but the clips are broke, so I don't know when I'm going to gear up for that. For now, I might just put another piece of rope and tied off on something on the mower, just to let grass out. So I'm going to hook up the pull cord in the throttle cable, which is right here. And then we'll try her out, see if she still runs. She's all back together. Let's get some gas into her and see if she's going to bark off for us. Put in just enough to make a fire anyway. I really hope she fires up and the self-propelled still works, everything like that. So let's find out here. There's no primer on this, the fuel's on. I'll cycle the choke a few times and then cross your fingers, I guess, see what happens. Not that time. Oh, backfired. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay. What do we need? Less choke, more gas? What do we need? What do you want? What do you want? Oh, you're flooded. That's for sure. I had you upside down for about a half an hour. So it was oil. Probably don't like that. Oil in the filter. Not too bad though. A little dirty. Should probably clean that out. Come on. Oh, that was close. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on, baby. Let's go. Oh, now. Maybe she needs to sit for a bit. I don't know. Try half choke, maybe. See what happens. No, she didn't like that at all. She may be just too flooded. Oh, no. So, sounds like the blade is hitting the deck already. Well, what happened? I don't see where she broke. It looks fine unless she's sitting too low, like this. Now that I'm looking at it, she's not sitting level. Maybe you can see that. I never really paid no attention to that. So, even if it does start, it's going to hit. It's going to ting, 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 ting. To come like this a little bit. The back needs to come up, I would say. Oh man, that sucks. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We didn't get it running, and we welded it. We got it welded. It's weld strong. But she just ain't sitting. She's sitting far in the back. She's kind of teetering back the motor is. I can see it from here. So I'm going to have to do something with it, or I don't know, just put that motor on a new base if I can get it to run. Right now I think it's flooded. It was upside down, sitting there for about 20 minutes like that. So guaranteed that's why it won't start. If I get it going, then I'll add that into the next video just to show you guys that it does run, because I guarantee the thing runs. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know